Good evening or morning or wherever it is, wherever you're at. Welcome to the Movie Squad.
Squad!
This is a podcast where our mission and our motto both are no good movie gets left behind. I'm Donnie. I'm the host tonight. With me tonight is from outer space is Chris.
Dude, this is Hollow Earth, man.
I'm sorry, from Hollow Earth, from inner space.
It's reverse outer space. It's kind of like
inner space.
It's kind of like an attic, except for like under your house. You know what I mean?
Yes. Space attic.
I do.
A space attic.
What that is.
Exactly.
That's where I am.
That's right.
I'm in my bottom attic.
That's right.
What is it called on Stranger Things? What do they call it? The upside down.
I'm
in the upside down.
All right, Donnie, listen to me. I'm so excited to talk about this movie, okay? After the train wreck that was Tenet, but Godzilla versus King Kong, I cannot wait to talk about it.
That's
and there's a lot of similarities between the two, so I'm really pumped for this.
Good to know. I'm glad you're doing well. Looking good, my man. Philip is my other co-host. He is coming to you from the same town as myself.
Sup?
About 3 miles away.
If I fall asleep in the middle of this podcast, it's because I've been driving all day yesterday from Florida to Michigan.
Yes,
that's right.
A long journey.
5 hours of sleep.
Oh. And still fit in this amazing movie. So that's saying a lot, Phil, and we appreciate that.
I did a lot today.
We do appreciate that you actually watched this film. Yes. I'm very glad to hear that.
Yes, I watched this movie. I watched an episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I read a whole book.
Nice.
That's great, man. That is
fantastic.
You
look tan, Phil. Have you been at the beach?
Uh-oh. Look at there.
You see it?
I like it.
I don't. I can't see anybody but Chris.
For the listening audience, Phil showed us his arm, which looks about the same color as his background. So
as it did. I went to the beach. I was in Florida, and here's what's crazy, man. I became one of these Michigan people that goes to Florida in March and acts like it's warm, and it's not.
But it's not.
It's like 72 degrees. It may be 80 when we went to the beach, but the water's like 68 degrees.
Oh
and
man,
it's cold.
It's cold.
It sounds cold. All right, let's move along.
All right.
Enough about your journeys. Your sojourning on this planet. All right. Tonight's movie, Chris has already spoiled, but that's fine.
He take
this movie
away from him. He just has to interject.
That's what it is.
This movie was released yesterday, which would be March 31st of 2021. It is Godzilla versus King Kong. Not King Kong, just Kong. Godzilla versus Kong.
Wait, it isn't King Kong?
Yeah, Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah, wait, Phil, you didn't know it was brand new?
It just came out yesterday. That's why it's in the theater.
We are starting hot on this one, ladies and gentlemen.
It stars Alexander Skarsgård.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't star anybody. It doesn't matter.
Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Completely useless.
Rebecca Hall, and directed by a guy named Adam Wingard.
Oh.
I'm going to give you the plot summary, the overview.
Are you
ready, Chris?
Yeah.
Are you ready, Phil?
Of course.
Here we go. So Kong, he's the ape. He is restless on his Truman Show Island.
I wrote that down.
Godzilla is busy being the king of the planet. He is unaware that Kong exists. Then, dun dun dun, an evil CEO decides, guess what? We're going to take a journey to the middle of the planet, otherwise known as Hollow Earth.
Right here, baby.
Journey
Hollow
to the
Earth.
center of the Earth. Reasons being greed and money and fuel to fund his pet project, which we will talk about later.
I never got the impression that it was about money, but keep talking.
He said, ideas make me rich.
Yeah, he does.
Hold on. Let me finish this. This is good stuff. This is a good plot.
I did a good job.
So they decide, okay, Kong needs to lead the way. Why, you might say? Why would Kong need to lead the way? That is because that's where his ancestry, all the Titans' ancestry, apparently traces back to. But alas, once he is out of his Skull Island dome, Godzilla's Titan tracking radar begins to ping. He realizes Kong is out there and he cannot have that. He must go and find Kong, make Kong submit to his alpha maleness. And so he tracks him along, but guess what? Kong, he ain't having it. So begins monster match of all time, the great monster match. You have Godzilla versus Kong.
To be clear,
Gentlemen,
you did say the Monster Mash. Is that what you said?
Monster
Mash.
like an MMA match.
Yeah.
Let me begin by asking you this question, Chris. What team are you on? Team Kong?
Dude,
or
Team Kong
Godzilla?
all day long until I die, man. Team Kong.
Okay. Phil, how about you?
I'm Team Credits. I enjoyed the end of this movie.
Just waiting for the end of the movie.
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
You know, I'm supposed to say I'm Team Kong, and they give you Kong. I got to be Team Kong. He's the protagonist in this movie.
Whoa, wait a second.
He's the only one that gets any character development.
I don't know about. Well,
Godzilla's a reptile. He has a
throne in the upside down.
Okay. Hey, let's space basement.
Thor's hammer.
Okay, you're like we're getting
the hammer.
Hang on, there's a lot.
Yeah,
no, it's
Stormbreaker.
Yeah, Stormbreaker. That's right.
Yes, Stormbreaker.
So yeah, I mean, you have to be Team Kong, even though Godzilla. This is the coolest Godzilla I've ever seen.
Except I have a problem with Godzilla, and here it is, very simply. He has the tiniest head I've ever seen.
Oh, come on now. Hey, I would agree with Phil. This is a bad A Godzilla. No, it's perfect.
Head
it's
is
good.
Tiny.
It's a tiny head, but like
it's a tiny head.
It is a tiny head. No, I
just saying. Okay.
Well, a lot of serpentine reptilian like things do their head does come to like a conical. So
it's not even that. It just seems like it should be bigger on that giant body.
I feel like they did a really good job of paying homage to the original Godzilla suit.
Oh, I agree.
Yes.
And his head is about the exact same size as Kong's fist. So, it works out.
It works out great.
So
every time they meet each other.
What team are you on, Donnie?
I guess Kong. I guess you can't be on Godzilla because he's not a real personality. He's just a big wrecking machine.
Okay, well, hang on. So let's ask this question from not just from this movie, but I mean there have been King Kong and Godzilla movies for decades,
about 70 years.
So who do you prefer? Are you more of a King Kong fan or are you more a Godzilla fan?
I was more of a Godzilla fan when he was a Japanese guy dancing around on a tiny stage in a rubber costume.
Which those movies are still great to watch now.
But King Kong, the thing about King Kong is from the very beginning, King Kong started in 1933 with the original movie, the claymation type, whatever you call them. But you felt emotions for him right off the bat. Godzilla, you're always just like, this guy is just like a wrecking ball. Like he just comes along and thrashes everybody.
Yeah, but I mean,
Kong only does it when he's mad.
Yeah, but
Godzilla just goes,
which he is a lot.
He is a lot.
I think we get that. I mean, if you go to the zoo, I mean, you can, the monkeys are doing something fun typically, and crocodiles are just staring at you. So I mean,
like they want to eat you. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does play to there. Okay, so we're Team Kong. And I don't think the movie did Kong justice. And we can talk about that. Justice for Kong. # justice for
All right,
Kong.
write that down. We're gonna circle back. We're gonna circle back to that.
Circle back to that.
Harambe
circle back to.
Yes, so we're going to circle back. This is a White House briefing now, so let's circle back to that.
Let's talk about the MonsterVerse movies for a second.
Let's talk about how nobody told me there were other movies I should have watched.
You didn't have to watch. Do you really feel like you had to watch other movies to get this movie?
I don't know. I don't know who Emma Russell is. Apparently everybody in the movie did.
She is dead. She's nobody.
So I will say that I don't think you needed to watch Skull Island, although Skull Island was great. I do think that the King of Monsters does play heavily into a lot of the stuff they talk about.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Including the whole, Mind Skull at the end, which was basically the finale of the last Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
So, in retrospect, it probably would have been a good idea.
I mean, imagine you're sitting there and you're like, huh, what's that? And the exposition that you get from the crazy conspiracy guard is that somehow this skull, not a brain,
but the skull is telepathic.
Has telepathic.
Skull.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that. Yeah, for sure. It's in my notes.
Okay.
I had no idea what was going on.
Well, let's go through them real quick. I'm gonna do this real quick. So the first one that came out was Godzilla. New
Gareth Edwards did it, right? Gareth Edwards, I think, did it. It was not.
I think it was Gareth Edwards. Yeah,
not great.
And it was not a good movie. It was
not the one with Matthew Broderick.
No,
Oh, heck
no.
no. That was back in the 90s.
That was like
this was
99.
about 6 years ago.
Yeah,
And this movie, Godzilla, was
dull.
boring.
It was gray and dull and terrible.
Boring.
However, the finale of that movie when he lights up his like volcano breath or whatever the crap it's called, like
Yes.
at the end of that first Godzilla movie was a pretty great moment.
The ending of that, the last bit.
It took like an hour and 30 minutes to get to
gosh.
one part of the movie worth watching, so it was terrible.
That movie was brutal.
Yeah.
So that was the worst of the bunch.
So you're saying,
And then
it's
you
okay
had
that I didn't see that.
Kong
Oh, by the way,
Skull Island.
WandaVision, Ashley Olsen's in that.
Who?
Yes, she was. Thank you.
Ashley Olsen.
Oh, really?
Then you had Kong Skull Island, which was a great movie. I saw that
So
in
good.
theater.
Oh man, Sam Jackson was in that. Brie Larson,
was.
Dead Eyes, Brie Larson.
I
Loki
saw that.
was in that.
Yeah, Tom
You saw
Hiddleston
Skull Island?
I think I saw Skull
with the
Island.
skull. Oh, and John C. Riley as the crazy
Oh yeah,
World War
the
II guy.
stranded World
So
War II.
good.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
man.
did see that.
Yeah, that
John
movie was
Goodman
great.
was in that.
John Goodman was in
Yeah.
that for a short time.
It's a good movie. That's a good movie.
It's
I
really
like
good.
that one. That
It
would
was
be
so good I remembered it.
I think that would be my second ranked one behind the one we're watching tonight. And then King of the Monsters came out 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So here's the gist of it, Phil, real quick.
So that's why all those three people knew the name of that skull. It was in that
Yes.
movie.
Yeah, and also no, the skull.
Not being
Oh yeah,
serious.
yeah. Ghidorah was.
They're
Yes.
like Ghidorah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Ghidorah, the
If you
three-headed.
say
The
so.
three-headed.
Is
Yeah,
there a
He
plaque
was
on
an
the wall
alien.
somewhere?
yeah. He was an
He was an
alien. He wasn't a
alien.
Titan.
Not a Titan. But he was trying to round up all the Titans to submit to him as the alpha. And Godzilla was like,
Not gonna happen.
I'm going to
I'm
fight
out.
you and kick your butt. And he does. And he submits all the Titans. But there's no Kong in that movie because Kong, as we find out in this movie, has been secluded. Godzilla doesn't know that he is
In order
banned.
to keep Godzilla.
And for the record, they don't really ever talk about why Kong was secluded at all. I think
Nope.
we're led to believe that it was to protect him from Godzilla.
Yeah, because they're two alpha males and you can't have that
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
So
it's a subtle.
So yeah,
nod
so that's
to
how the last movie ended. Was
manspreading.
all the
Yeah.
the King of the Monsters ended with all the Titans basically bowing to Godzilla.
Yeah,
King of the
it was
Monsters.
great.
But here's the thing:
No,
you have
I
King
don't
of the
wanna-
Monsters and you have
spoiler
King
alert. Spoiler alert, but my rating might have to do with plot holes.
Kong. Okay, that's fine. We'll get to the ratings. Calm down.
So your rating is going to be super
Everybody's
high
set.
since there was not a single plot hole in this entire movie.
Not
which
a
is great.
single plot hole. Let's start with the cast. There's not much going on with cast in this movie. I mean,
They got the poor man's Chris Pratt.
Wait, who's that?
Alexander Skarsgård.
Alexander Skarsgård, yeah. And I was
Have
going to
you
say
guys
the,
ever
the
seen-
poor man. Who's the Blackish guy? The actor from Blackish?
yeah.
The poor man's
poor
whatever that
man's
guy's name
him.
is. Yeah,
Who's that?
Yeah.
Is that
Anthony.
the
It's
podcaster?
Anthony something.
Are you talking about Bernie, the podcaster,
Yeah.
the conspiracy guy?
Yeah, but-
I liked him.
But you
I
know,
thought
he was
funny.
great. But the show Blackish, dadgummit, who what's the guy's name? It's Anthony
His
something.
name
I don't know.
I'm looking it up. Hang on.
Tyree
Anthony
something.
Anderson. Anthony Anderson. Yeah, Anthony Anderson's hilarious, but yeah, he had a very Anthony Anderson vibe for sure.
Yes.
Here's my complaint. My main complaint about the cast, and you don't go to a Titan
And
movie
we're-
for the
wait.
cast. Go.
Go ahead.
You go. I'll let you go. You
We
haven't
haven't
said
even
nothing.
talked about Ricky Baker.
I was
Wait.
about to. That's Australian guy, right?
Yes.
That dude in this movie, Julian Dennison is his name.
Kid that went to
He-
HTML camp in the 90s.
He is utterly wasted in this movie.
Oh, Wilder People
Totally.
guy. Wilder People
Yes.
guy.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, he's so good. Yeah, but yeah, he was wasted.
but not
I
in
mean,
this
he's-
movie.
No, I agree. I mean, but he has a couple of great lines. But yeah, he's
They
definitely
give
wasted.
him nothing to do in this movie. That kid is so stinking funny. He was in Deadpool
Yeah.
2. He was in the what is it called? The Search for the
Hunt for the
Wilder.
Wilder
Hunt for the Wilder People.
Hunt for the-
Yeah,
He's
dude, he was
fantastic
in
those
Christmas
movies.
Chronicle 2, which I know is like a real oddball movie. It was a Netflix
that
the
with Kurt
Christmas
Russell?
movie with Kurt Russell. But dude, he's like
Never saw
the main bad guy in the second movie. And dude, it's so funny, man. He's so
Bro.
good.
Every time he came on the screen, my wife was like, Ricky Baker. Ah.
I know, but he didn't do anything funny. There was
He
no
wasn't-
humor from
he- I
Ricky
mean, he
Baker.
had
He had
a
the
couple-
HTML camp thing. He's like, I
That's
only
it.
use this to pirate
Yeah,
movies.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
That was pretty funny.
That was it. Not
And
even
that's it. That could literally could have been edited out of this movie, and it would have had no alteration to the plot, other than that
Zero.
he provided the van.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
Just like an Indiana Jones movie.
But
Because
honestly,
Indiana Jones
I
out.
think pretty much anybody could have been. I mean, what did anybody do? You know,
Nobody.
so we get Kyle Chandler, which is the dad, and Millie Bobby Brown, because they were in the last Godzilla movie. So they were carryovers, and it's his wife is the girl who died in that movie. But so they were carryovers, but they did absolutely nothing. Like legit did nothing.
To his
At all.
the
credit,
mom
his credit.
released the Kraken, literally.
Godzilla
She
or the Kraken.
all of the Titans.
All of them, yeah.
Because she was going to save planet Earth. She was doing a Thanos
Yeah,
thing, really.
she's an
She
idiot.
was going to like even the balance of the planet,
She definitely should have died.
and she did die. Spoiler.
Spoilers.
Give
By the way,
credit.
we're going to ruin this movie tonight.
that's
just
right,
So
yeah.
everyone knows.
Yeah,
Okay.
it ruined
If we
itself.
haven't already.
No, Phil, stop it.
Okay. Let's talk about the effects. You guys think these? What about these special effects? in this movie?
Amazing.
Yeah, the effects
They
are
I'll
are
great.
give it that.
Yeah, it looked great.
Did anything stand out to you?
Everything. Yeah. No,
That's
yeah,
not an answer.
everything, dude. So the whole entire. So where do we want to go? The sea battle was
That's
fantastic.
what I'm asking.
The sea battle was so cool. The when Godzilla wrecks those first couple of ships and the anchor catches onto him and he freaking jaws like that ship
Yes.
down, like that was
Yes.
such a sweet homage. And then just like the fight back and forth, the way the ship flipped over, the way Kong jumped from ship to ship onto the aircraft carrier, like
Yeah.
legit, that was fantastic. The entire I was engaged the entire time. So
But
cool.
the problem was the problem I had with it was, and I'm being way over technical. It was awesome, and I'm
Oh,
glad
yeah.
they gave him some extra ships to jump on because I thought this.
Yeah.
This,
Yeah.
You got to have
Obviously,
some
yeah,
leaping
this-
Yeah.
stones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I did like that, but I thought this is Godzilla's turf. Like Godzilla is the better monster.
Oh,
He's
He brings
stronger. He used to be bigger, but they made
Yeah.
Kong much bigger now.
Plot
he was
hole
like
alert,
3 times
plot hole
bigger.
alert. Nobody tells us why Kong is so much bigger, just that he is.
They said he was still growing in the last movie or something. I don't know. That they did. That's what they said. I read that.
So
from School Live.
let's just real quickly keep a plot hole alert count. We have no idea why Kong is in a Truman Show like Biodome.
Well, they allude
Protection.
to that Godzilla is out to kill Titans, and so they want to protect him.
Everybody loves Kong. They're all Team
Who
Kong. They don't want
wants to
Godzilla.
protect him?
Okay,
Who are
okay,
these
okay.
Everyone.
All right, hang on. We're gonna have this conversation right now. So Phil wants to have this conversation. Let's have this
All right.
conversation. So this is the tenet argument for me. Okay, the last show we
Wait a
talked
minute.
about.
Say
Are you
that
going
again.
to compare
Hang
every
on.
movie?
Are you saying? Are you saying?
No.
Now on?
Tenant
Tenet.
Tenet.
Yeah.
Tenant.
No, tenet.
Like a rental person?
No, tenet.
Okay, just making sure. Go ahead.
So the issue that I had a problem with in the last episode with Tenet is the fact that they try to over explain everything and just nothing works. What I love about this is what we talked about in the last show. What I loved about Back to the Future is like it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter why Kong is in the Truman Show. It doesn't matter why they. I mean, here's a question: how did they get him there?
It does
They
a little.
they never talk about like how did they get him there?
I get the impression that Kong is like
And then
B.A. Baracus from the A-Team. They just pretty much drug him all the time. Like, hey, we need to move him, so let's just drug him.
Drug him.
King
well, that's what I'm
Kong
saying.
has
But
more
but
drugs
do
running
we?
through his veins
But hang on, do we
than
know
freaking
that?
Keith Richards? What?
But do we know that? Because when he's on the ship, he's in chains, but he's up pulling at the chains
sedated.
constantly.
They
Do we
tell
know
us.
that?
He's drugged.
Yes.
I
They
don't know.
tell us. He said, "Easy
Monitor.
on the sedatives, guys. I want him alert." And then when he has that necklace on, it's got like green.
Oh, I didn't see
Yeah.
those. Okay,
Yeah.
so then
The necklace, by the way, that he once decides just rips off.
yeah. So
Couldn't do that when he needed
then
to.
exactly. So we
That's
get
because
a,
he had 2 hands.
we
He
get
had
the
2
thing
hands.
we get the thing ripped off, right? And so then they put him in a helicopter bed. How did that happen? Like, they don't show any of that. It doesn't matter. None of that
Here's the
matters.
question. Okay,
It doesn't
again,
matter.
I'm nitpicking the plot, but
Yeah, I know. That's what we did
if
last
you're-
week. But this movie is about two giant monsters fighting each other.
right. And
Who
that part,
cares?
so it should have been 30 minutes long.
I mean,
I would watch 30 minutes of them just fighting.
yeah, I don't
should
think
be
I
a
don't think it
Netflix
was.
series.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
Fight.
I don't think it was too long. But
Clash
I do
of the
agree that it was.
Titans.
Boom.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
like
down
MMA
with
style. Each week you have
Oh,
a
heck yeah.
bracket and you get a couple monsters
Dude,
to fight.
That's
Did
how
you
the
pay
movie
attention?
starts. That's how the
Did
movie
you pay
starts.
attention to the opening credits? The opening
Yeah.
credits is a bracket tournament.
Yeah,
Kong
versus Godzilla.
is
Man.
defeating these enemies. Godzilla is defeating these, and they bracket it
Yeah.
down to each other. It's pretty
The
cool.
whole
actually.
thing
Pretty good.
with the aircraft carrying him to
Yes.
Antarctica. The problem that I have with that, and again, I know I'm nitpicking the plot, but I'm gonna.
Nitpick it.
Nitpick it.
If that's an option,
Why didn't you start there?
and you know that Godzilla is a waterborne thing that by the way, you can't track when he's under the water.
Yeah.
Why
Sure.
isn't that plan A? Why is that plan B?
Yeah, because they clearly charted the waters to miss Godzilla. They hit that a couple of times. That beat. It's like, are you in the waters? No, we're not in the water. We're in the waters you told us to be. It's like, hey, how about the air? How about tell them to be in the air? Like that.
That
That
be
should
where
have been.
Godzilla can't fly
That's
because he can't fly.
He can't fly.
Well,
Yeah,
here's
be in
the
air.
problem with your thinking, though. I thought the same thing, but here's the problem. The
Oh,
problem is
no.
distance. You can't do that with airplanes. You can only do that with helicopters, and they can't fly that far.
Ah, okay.
Fly from.
Yeah, they were going to Antarctica, remember?
Well, where
so-
did they come from?
Skull Island, man.
No, they weren't in Skull Island. Were
That's
they?
where they started with him
No.
originally.
No,
They were in
yeah.
the Truman Show.
The biodome was
Yeah, but
at
it was
the
still
Skull
Skull
Island.
Island, wasn't
Oh,
it?
it was in Skull. Was
Another
it?
plot. Yeah, yes, they said
Yes.
so. Another plot. I may not have seen
I
it
missed
twice like you guys, but I watched it most recently.
That's true. That is.
I
true.
doubt it. I just watched it before I got on.
I
here.
literally was watching it.
All right, then you probably did.
So I would say
I'm watching it right now.
I'm confused. I was confused.
It's literally split screen on the screen right now.
I was confused because they said something about how the ecosystem of Skull Island had changed or something. Because it's all stormy outside the eco pod.
Oh,
I think they
missed
were
that
just
too.
talking about Kong getting restless or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
See,
I must have skipped that whole Skull Island bit.
It
That
says
was-
the-
Skull Island on the
the very
setting,
first
right
thing.
I believe you. It's okay.
Somewhere
First thing in the
on-
movie.
I'm not saying you're
Skull
wrong. I just missed
Island.
that. I believe you.
Right
That's
before they
fine.
show Kong
That's
napping out
fine.
there.
Okay.
Okay.
It's fine. Whatever.
Moving on. I'm
Where
the
was
host.
Skull Island at?
It's in the ocean. I don't know. It's in Vietnam somewhere near there. That's what I took it as. I don't
I
know
have a
why.
lot. Yeah. I got a lot
So
of
here's my
problems with
qualm.
this.
Here's my qualm with the ship battle, which was fantastic visually, but based on later events in this movie where they are literally crashing through buildings by bumping into them, how did he not go right through that aircraft carrier when he jumped on it from like half a mile away?
Yeah.
Like he
Brilliant.
literally just kind of hit it. Then Godzilla also jumps on there. They're
Yeah.
both on it and nothing. So I
That's
don't
a
understand
testament
that.
to it's a testament to
Come on,
Nimitz
man.
class.
Yeah, it's
Aircraft
the U.S.
carriers,
Navy
United
is
States Navy.
doing their job.
We build.
Thank
we
you for your
build some
service,
sweet-
boys.
Thank you for your service.
Sorry that you guys got wiped out by a bunch of titans in this movie.
I feel like this
Oh my
Drugged to the
God.
bottom of the
Better.
So
ocean.
many people murdered.
I think a plot point would have been better if Kong had gotten stuck in the Suez Canal.
Oh yeah. Hey, did they clear that up?
That'd
Yet?
have
They
been much,
did, right?
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
Okay.
that'd have been much
Thank
longer.
God, my
movie.
Amazon orders will come through now.
Mm.
Here's a question I have. I'm just going to throw this out. We'll move on to other topics.
All right.
When in the world, this has been going on since 1933 with the original King Kong. When in the world will aircraft stop flying so close to these monsters that they can knock you out of the air?
I have this-
Especially when you're in like an F-15. It's like, you don't need to be 10 feet away, bro. You're in
no.
state-of-the-art technology.
In
Fire
fact-
that missile and go straight up to outer space, man.
Not only don't you need to be, you shouldn't be.
Right. That's exactly. They're getting
have
batted
this-
out of the sky.
I have
Doing
this
absolutely nothing.
same beef with Falcon in Civil War.
Oh my gosh.
In
no.
Infinity
Okay.
War.
We'll talk about that later.
In Infinity War, when he like flies low to the ground and they're able to like grab him. It's like, what are you doing? You're the only one of these guys who's not a super who can go airborne. Stay high.
Your only power is flying.
Yeah.
Why are you on the ground?
You should test
Your
that.
only power is flying. Oh, what?
That would be like the
that.
Flash
My
going into a fight and being like, I'm just gonna take a knee. Is that
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit here? You guys let me know if anybody comes
I'm
by. I'll
not gonna
punch them.
move
I'm not gonna
at
move. I'm
all.
gonna sit here.
The Flash is like, I'll just swim.
I'm just
Oh
gonna
my
swim.
God.
That's right. I'll catch up with you guys. Don't worry about it.
You
That's
guys
terrible.
Yeah.
So let's talk-
Yeah,
let's go
I agree
back
with
to-
you. I don't know why they do that, but I did think it was a nice little homage. Because I think it was earlier in the movie with Godzilla that a plane flew at him and he knocked it
Yeah,
down.
Yeah, I mean, it's
was
just
Kong-like,
like, come
but it
on,
was
guys,
Godzilla.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
Anyway,
And is it
back-
Godzilla or Gojira? Because they called him both. in this
Gojira.
movie.
Well,
Well,
it depends on if you're Japanese or American.
Yes, it does. There's a lot
Or
to the accent.
whatever the Apex guy is.
He's
Hispanic.
no idea.
He's, I don't know what that guy's. Anyway,
I don't know.
Ambiguous accents make for great
He
character.
definitely
development.
had a spray on.
great
him.
evil CEOs.
Yeah.
So on the
And
effects,
mascots.
back to the effects, I really enjoyed Hollow Earth. I thought it was pretty cool, actually.
It looked
was
like
kind of-
Avatar.
Dude, I wrote that down. It had like an Avatar quality. It kind of had that magical, like, I don't know what it is with purples on screen. They always like just stand out. I guess that's why they use them. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I thought the gore was really good I'm going to spoil this movie right now. When Mecha Godzilla
Oh my god.
laser blasts that animal in half.
Yeah.
I thought that was
so
pretty
good.
sweet. But
Yeah.
What about when Kong rips the head off?
Yeah,
of
and
that
eats
thing?
that.
Oh, yeah.
That's so funny.
oh, when he eats that is
He's
awesome. He's like,
that flying.
I don't care what
snake
color
thing.
the blood is. I'm eating it. Let's
We're
talk
either-
about. Go ahead.
No. But we're just talking about Hideaway, Hollow World, Hollow Earth.
I think it's
Hollow
actually
World.
they refer to it as Space Addict.
Hollow World is the attraction
Spaceman.
version.
Spacements.
Spaceman.
Basement. Yes, I'm writing that down.
Were either of you surprised, a spoiler, because it's an actual new movie that we're apparently talking about. Were either of you surprised we did not get introduced to any other Kongs or Godziras?
No, and you have
Yeah,
to
I
know
don't think
why,
so.
because that's the next movie. The next movie has got to be in Hollow Earth with Kong. Either Godzilla shows up there, or the Kong family is revealed, or something. There's got to be a Hollow. What is it? Spacement? A
Spacement.
spacement conflict.
I think that. See, I
Aren't they
would go.
friends now?
I would go the opposite. Yes, well, sort of. And that was
Are they?
that was a super missed opportunity with the sign language. But I kind of think that we'll move away from the duo movie. So I could see like we get like King Kong and Spacement, and then Godzilla.
I like that title.
You know
That's
what's
good
up.
stuff.
And then kind of go from
title.
there. So King
So-
Kong needs to find him a woman, and they need to make some King Konglets.
Yes, they will. That's the next movie. So, Chris, you just said something interesting. So we
Spaceman,
find out-
actually, Phil said that.
Not that part. We find out in this movie a little bit of a twist is that King Kong actually speaks sign language,
So wasted, but yes,
and you.
he only says home. By the way, the
Yeah,
entire
that's all it
movie.
says. But he
Although
understands.
He understands. I mean, he understands
He
the
reads
freaking
it better
English
than he
language,
speaks it.
but he only ever says home. So, but that's
Yeah.
fine. Go
He
ahead.
reads it better than he speaks.
Incredibly
Let's be
stupid,
clear.
but that's fine.
He's a big dummy, but that's
He's a
not the
big
point.
idiot,
He's a
but-
he's an
what would
8.
you have had him say?
I mean, some like I don't
Like-
want him
like
to like
this?
recite. I don't want him to like recite, Hamlet, but like at the
Oh,
very
thank God.
end, maybe
That would be a long movie.
maybe just at the end. So at the end, right? The girl gets up there and she's telling him, she's like, Godzilla is not the enemy, and
That is not the sign for Godzilla, by the way.
and then King Kong just
Godzilla's
looks at
sign
her.
is this.
King Kong just like looks at her like, maybe I'm gonna throw my poop at you, and then she missed the opportunity, because what she should have said, right? She sent him down the hole to find family, and he didn't find family. She should have said, he's your family. Like that should have been the link, because they're both the last
I
two
thought
Titans.
you were gonna say Godzilla should have done sign language. I was gonna say, dude,
No,
those
I
tiny
am.
arms.
I am.
He'd be like,
no, not Godzilla.
home,
No, not Godzilla.
home,
But like at that
home.
point, like Kong should have said something like, I trust you, or like something more than just home. Like this is
They
the only thing he
stared
says
at
the
each
entire
other.
time. Yeah, that means nothing.
It means we agree to disagree.
It's just a
I'm
complete
an
waste
alpha,
of a
you're
plot
an
point.
alpha.
All I'm saying is that
We're
it's a waste of a plot
alphas.
point. It's a waste of a plot point to teach you that he can sign and then never ever sign the entire movie.
You know what else is a
I
waste of
agree.
a plot point? The fact that they took a 6-year-old, whatever, 10-year-old girl to the spacement
On this
That
journey.
was
yes.
really stupid. Yeah. I mean, his
Well,
brother
I
died.
wrote
and
that
let her
down,
just
too.
wander around too.
Go ahead. What's up?
Go on out there.
Yeah, check it out.
There's giant like
Yeah.
terra pigeons flying
come on.
around. You just hang out.
No
Or
worries.
you're on the deck of a battleship in the middle of the ocean
Yeah.
in a storm.
It's all good.
Just wander out there. It's
Do it.
fine.
Nobody cares.
You'll be okay. No
Do
one's worried.
Do we
So,
want? So
anyway.
are we still talking about plot holes? What about like Godzilla magically being right over Kong's throne whenever Kong turns the light switch on? I mean,
Yeah.
that was convenient.
Yeah. You know what Griffin said? He goes,
He knows what he's doing. He's dialed into the thing.
Well,
No.
in all fairness, I actually will contest this not to be a plot hole.
Okay.
That should be our
how's
theme
that?
for this show. Pouring asphalt in plot holes. Patching up plot holes.
Okay. So
It
explain
He
to me
lives
is
in
a
how-
sphere.
Michigan.
Earth is a sphere.
Yes.
You can
Yes,
shoot
it
the
is.
center of it from
Well, is it though? I mean,
you know what I'm saying.
It could be flat.
okay.
And no matter where you're at on the sphere,
No,
you
no,
can
no, 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 no. I get that, but it's a very specific place. Godzilla is in Hong Kong to destroy the Apex facility because Mechagodzilla is there. Which, guys, we're like 30 minutes into the show. We have not talked about Mechagodzilla. When I saw the eyeball, I literally flipped the crap out. I was so excited.
Finish your Godzilla to the center of the earth.
So he was in Hong Kong, not because there was any connection to where King Kong was. He didn't even know King Kong was in Spacement. So he's in Hong Kong doing his business. King Kong, uses Stormbreaker to turn the light switch on, and then that triggers Godzilla. So right from outside of Apex's facility in Hong Kong, Godzilla is just like, yeah, I think this is the right place, and aims straight down and almost kills Godzilla. Like, I mean, come on. Yeah, sure,
What?
it's a sphere, but I mean, like,
He's dialed in to the. Okay,
But I'm confused.
now listen.
I'm confused
Listen.
by the spacement. Are they constantly at war, or do they have their own sectors? Like, this is the Kong area. This is
All right,
the
let me
Godzilla area.
to speak to that. I have a question. Did either one of you notice that when Kong puts down the sword, the battle axe
there's a
thing,
bunch of other weapons.
It looked like Godzilla or
No,
something.
it's
It was like-
Godzilla.
It looked
It
like
was
The
Godzilla,
pattern
yes.
is Godzilla.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw
But-
it.
What is that about?
But whenever Godzilla magically found the place with his laser breath, there was a Kong statue that fell.
Yeah. So,
you had
Donnie, are you
Kong
saying
and
there was a
Godzilla.
part of this movie that you didn't understand?
There's a bunch. But that's okay. I enjoyed this movie.
So we're then we're supposed to believe that Kong's ancestors were ruled, so he is the
Yeah,
rightful
throne.
king.
But why is Godzilla the pattern of the energy on the floor
I don't know.
in Kong's
That's
throne
the
room?
next movie. We have to
I don't
figure out
know.
what the symbiosis.
I need to
between
know
Kong-
that.
How did King Kong, how did his people decide to make magic axes? Like, were they watching, Infinity War and were like, we can do that, bro?
Yes.
It's
We need
obsidian.
answers. Clearly, we need
Playing
answers.
Minecraft.
Okay. All right. So
yeah.
what? Go.
I think it would have been sweet if when the battle happened in the sea, if they had been in shallow enough water for Kong to stand and he had used the aircraft carrier like a club.
Heck yes. They did
Just-
something similar to that in Pacific Rim, and it was fantastic.
I did think I was
Yes.
watching Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Yes, it had a very Pacific Rim.
What I would like,
I
I would like to
waiting
see
for-
the next movie. I would like to see is Godzilla and King Kong versus Pacific Rim. That's the movie I want to see.
That's the
Kaiju.
crossover event
That's
of
the
our
crossover I
generation.
want to see.
Nice. Yes, that would have been nice.
And don't the kaiju in Pacific Rim come from Spacement?
They come from the
they
ocean?
come up from the ocean, up out of the
Yeah, I guess it could
Spacement.
be
It's
Spacement.
Spacement. Yeah.
It is
They could-
Spacement.
They
It's the
could be
same
Godzilla.
universe.
They could be Godzilla.
Holy cow! It is the same. Okay.
Same universe.
All right. Moving on.
We did it.
So
We solved it.
let's talk about the twist here. No one expected this is like a Marvel movie. Nobody thinks King Kong or Godzilla is going to die, and of course they do not. But the twist is that there is a villain, an actual, well, not a villain. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. Mecha Godzilla.
I mean, everybody's a villain in this movie. They're all bloodthirsty murderers.
They kill a lot of people, let's be clear. So, in fact, I made up a tagline for this movie.
They
Here's
just
my
fall
tagline.
against buildings.
Here's my tagline for Godzilla versus Kong. No matter who wins, Hong Kong loses.
That's true, man. I mean,
Dude,
millions
they
of people
wiped
just dead.
Out that
I
wiped it out.
I love how they show you. They do this in Pensacola at the beginning too. They
Shout
show
out to
like
Florida.
these groups of people being moved out. It's like, oh, Godzilla's coming. Let's get out of here. To try and make us be like, oh, I'm sure most of them survived. And they do that. They do that in Hong Kong too. They do a couple of shots from the ground level where you see people like running in the subway or something. You're like, oh, everybody got out safe.
Where are you going to run? Where you're safe,
so good.
Out of the distance of Godzilla.
The next movie
is blue blast breath.
The next movie will have Godzilla in Kong, and Kong will sign the Hong Kong Accords, but Godzilla won't.
Yes,
they will
indeed.
part ways, and we will
or
see
we
them
can turn it into
realign to fight Mecha Godzilla again. This movie writes
or we
itself.
could turn it into a zombie movie, and all the billion people that died in this movie fight against Kong and
That's
Godzilla
true.
in a great classic showdown.
Or we have one more showdown with Godzilla and King Kong, and right before they're about to die, Godzilla says Martha, and they realize they both have the same mother, and they're brothers.
Boom.
Done. Nailed it. Done.
Oh boy.
I did have a similar feeling as you though. I had the Marvel feel of like they're just like they're gonna pound each other, but nobody's gonna die. But then I did start thinking maybe they will kill Godzilla.
Yeah.
But they're not going to stay dead no matter what. And they almost killed Kong. They did kind of kill Kong.
So
almost twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Drowned.
Plot hole number 75.
I hate you.
Let me ask you guys a question. If you were stuck in a situation where you had just traveled to the center of the earth and back, and you Spacement, and you just so happened to have a blue like sliver of rock that apparently is strong enough to power Vegas for a number of days, and your giant gorilla friend was trying to die, would you instinctively know how to deploy this technology in such a way as to save his life?
Okay, so a couple thoughts here.
That's a good question.
A couple thoughts.
They're like, wait a minute.
Hang on. You
This
ask
is
a
about
question.
to tell us yes.
You ask a question. A couple of thoughts. Number one, it's not the blue stick.
No,
right?
It's the heave.
Yeah, the heave. She says, not AOC says that the heave has enough power to power Las Vegas.
Yeah,
So
I totally thought it was AOC when I saw her first. I was like, holy crap, they have AOC in this movie.
She's in everything.
Oh my gosh.
That's why she hasn't been to the border lately. She was filming.
She was
this.
making sure there was going to be no Godzillas in cages.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So first off, does he understand? The question is, does he understand how to self-destruct this machine? And I would say probably not. Like he has no knowledge of that machine.
So it was
He's a scientist.
It was
I
the
mean,
machine that had enough power.
Yes,
Oh.
but still, to your point, I don't think he'd have been like, "Oh yeah, here's the red switch. If I flip this, it's going to explode." I don't think that like they covered that and it's like,
here's
"Okay,
the
this is
deal.
how you go forward. This is how you go back, and if you
come
need to
on.
explode my ship, just flip this button."
Have you guys ever watched a movie? If you're a scientist in a movie,
You
you
know how to
know
do
all
everything.
science.
That's
If
okay.
you're a
That's fair.
doctor in a movie, you know all doctor stuff. Come on.
Yeah.
It's
That's
easy.
fair. That's fair.
If you can
Okay,
fly, you
thank
can
you.
fly anything. Actually,
That's
the
right.
first plot hole in this movie, going back to the very beginning, is why did he shave his beard?
He probably had to shave his beard with the reason I'm going to have to shave my beard this week, because he had to put on a respirator to fly.
So you're saying if
maybe.
you okay.
You'll
Again,
get to
I
see
don't
my
like it
beard
when you
gone
introduce
soon.
me to a character
Except
and then you change his facial makeup, and I'm like, wait, is that the same guy?
Except
Feels
I
like,
would like to
what?
point
What
out
happened?
he never wears a respirator, so hashtag maybe that wasn't the reason.
But okay, whatever. All right, so I made a list. Of
You know who else doesn't wear a respirator? Kong.
Other people. No respirator.
Blah.
I made a short list of movie homages or tributes in this film. So here we go. Feel free to pipe in. Number 1 is Jaws. We've already pointed that one out. When the ship
so good.
floats up, like the barrels floated up in Jaws.
And then he
Also,
carries
the
it
fin,
down.
the scene where the fins are going across the screen, like shark fins, pretty sweet. You have the Truman Show, clearly,
which was funny.
Clearly.
Which was kind of funny, actually. I kind of laughed. You have Predator with the yanking out of the spinal cords twice.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Well, and
you had
Godzilla's mouth.
Yes, almost.
It's very Predator-ish.
It's Predator-ish. You had the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull when Kong was imitating Shia LaBeouf swinging from the bars on his way to Spacement. Avatar, we already mentioned Avatar. The kind of Hollow Earth is
I didn't get the Avatar comparison. I didn't get that.
When those things came flying over
on the wall.
It looked very Avatar.
I didn't get the vibe. Sorry.
Just wait till the next 5 Avatar movies come out and you'll see. And then also, and here's one that you may not get, but I did. Lethal Weapon 2.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we want to talk about things that really bugged me. Yeah, when he knocked his shoulder back. But how does freaking King Kong know? I mean, okay, I will get on Phil's train. I will get on Phil's train here because that big old giant dumb monkey that can only say one word in sign language ain't gonna know that he has to shove his shoulder into a building to get it back in, unless in Truman Show they watch a lot of Lethal Weapon. I would give him that. If he's learning how to communicate, that's fine. Also, when he smashes his shoulder in, why does that building not fall down?
That building should have fell down.
I
want to pause. Here.
85.
Pause here. I just want to say this to you, Chris, in all seriousness. I'm so proud of you right now. I'm aglow.
Man,
you knew that was from Lethal Weapon 2.
Yeah, man. Hey,
Mel
I'm
Gibson,
big Lethal Weapon.
Popping the shoulder. Thank you. I'm so happy you got that.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Favorite line from this movie. My favorite line from this movie, and it's a good one. It's subtle.
Can I say my favorite line first?
Go ahead.
My favorite line is
Is that Kong or Godzilla? Which one? Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
My favorite line in this movie is this after the ship battle. How's Kong with heights? That's a good line.
It's pretty good.
Original Empire State Building, all that. Okay, good. You got it. All right. Okay, good. All right, Chris, talk about Mechagodzilla. Mechagodzilla is, of course, one of the classic Godzilla characters that he fought back in the day.
I must have read the text strand wrong, because when you said Mechagodzilla, I kept waiting this entire movie for Kong to emerge in a suit of
Oh
armor.
my gosh, dude. Now that's all I want. I want Godzilla in a mech suit, like an exosuit from Alien, just pounding the like a power loader.
But I was thinking it would be Kong. Like I was thinking Kong couldn't defeat Godzilla unless he had put on suit.
Okay, that's a good question.
Like a metal helmet, like a gladiator outfit.
All right, this is a good
or what,
question.
What if he just wore like a Godzilla suit to like be like, hey,
like a pelt.
I'm just like you, man. Suit. I'm just like you.
Oh my gosh. No, Phil brings up a good point though. Inadvertently, you bring up a good point. That point is this: can King Kong beat Godzilla without Stormbreaker?
Clearly,
I say no. I say no way.
I say it's kind of bullcrap because Kong should have beat him.
Why?
Like I was annoyed. I
was
annoyed.
Shoot an atomic laser from his mouth.
So he's got that one advantage, but I think Kong is stronger.
It's a lot of advantage.
Leather skin pelt,
and he's got that
tail
too.
How do you think Kong is stronger than a reptile? It's a freaking reptile.
Oh no, I don't know about that.
It's like a giant alligator, man.
I know. Well, like his jaws are strong. I don't know, man.
His tail's pretty strong. Just ask those F-15 pilots.
Yeah, I feel like
Godzilla is the king of the monsters.
Ooh, big words.
I agree. Wait, don't save that. We're coming back to that.
Okay, so Mechagodzilla. So
Mechagodzilla.
So yeah, so I mean, as a kid, I was a big fan of all things, like this Japanese, shows, Toku, Power Rangers. But yeah, like Godzilla, like is the king of this. The reason we have things like Megazords and Power Rangers is because Toku created, this form of filmmaking with Godzilla. So Godzilla was cool, but also as a kid, like I like giant robots, and so Mechagodzilla was always my favorite. So thinking cool.
Did you pee your pants a little bit?
I mean, I got so two things. I got super excited when I knew he was going to be here. I thought he looked bad. I'm going to be honest. I thought he was too skinny.
Too skinny.
Yeah, but if you were building that, that's probably the most realistic thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that, but like I wanted him to be more beefy the way. So Mechagodzilla in the past basically just looks just like Godzilla, just metal.
Gotcha.
And so I wanted him to kind of be a little more like like
more of an armor plated,
beefy body, teeny head. But
it's kind of like Bizarro to Superman. It's kind of off a little bit.
Yeah, off a little bit, but more similar. And I first off, I thought he looked super cool until they got like the full body shot, and I was like, where's the rest of his body? He's a little skinny. But no,
it's based on a skeleton.
Yeah, it's just based on a skeleton. So in the last movie, King of Monsters, they basically hit all of the monsters. You get Rodan, you get Mothra, you get Ghidorah. They're all there. And so the only big one that wasn't really touched on was Mechagodzilla. So, and to be honest, going into this, I didn't even, and I don't know why I didn't think it, but I didn't even think that Mechagodzilla was even in play. And I haven't done a lot of research into this movie at all. I was just pumped to see it. And so you get early on, you get the eyeball. When I saw the eyeball, that's when I texted you guys. I'm like, holy crap, if Mechagodzilla appears, I'm going to freak the crap out. And I was super pumped. And the fact that
Answer my question.
Oh, what'd you say? Did I pee my pants? No, I don't think I peed my pants.
Okay.
No.
Just wanted to check.
Sorry, I didn't do that.
So Mechagodzilla comes out.
I did fist pump when I saw him.
Did you? Good. So Mechagodzilla comes out. Kong is already pretty much laid out. He is dying slowly. Godzilla can't handle Mechagodzilla.
That's bull. Like I don't like that.
I didn't even know that was an eyeball till you said something, Chris. I thought it was like a neural centerpiece.
Oh, okay.
Or like a heart. And you're like, when I saw that eyeball, and I'm like, I guess that was an eyeball.
But I guess Mechagodzilla is it just all kind of
nothing. He's nothing now because he's a shredded pile of scrap metal.
Yeah, he is.
But Kong went off on his butt. But anyway,
that's okay. Michael Keaton will harvest the metal.
Oh yes, nice, well played. I kind of liked the fact that in this movie, a podcaster played a very important role. That bodes well for us, gentlemen.
That's right.
Bodes well for us.
That bodes well for our own movie that we're writing about our.
We're writing a movie about our podcast. Yeah. Yes, so don't spoil that.
Yeah.
So let me just. What was good and what was bad about the movie? Let's go there and kind of list some things that you liked about it, Philip. Is there anything?
No, I did. I liked the fight scene, and both fight scenes were really good.
So good.
Yes.
The special effects were good. Like Godzilla looked better than Kong, but I've heard that animators say fur is really hard to nail. But yeah, Godzilla looked great. Godzilla looked real. Like he looked great.
Yeah, he did good. Those couple of scenes where he like comes out of the scene specifically right after when they turn off all the engines and he like comes out of the water and he looks straight down the lens of the camera and he looks so bad at him. It's such a great
but
scene.
see, I have a problem with that scene, and here's my problem with that scene. He's too high out of the water. He'd have to be like 4 miles tall.
See,
I mean, they're in the middle of the stinking ocean. He's like chest high out of the water. Like, no, can't do that. That's not possible.
I don't get scale in these movies.
Oh, they mess it up.
How big are they?
They're pretty big.
Godzilla is 400 feet tall, and Kong now in this movie is about 360, I think.
Wow.
Kong used to only be like 180, but they've grown him a lot.
He got big. So he's big. They're big. Like that's a 40-story building. Okay.
Correct.
So I don't understand scale in these movies. So like when they go in and they see the skeleton neural net.
Yep.
It's not that big. Now I didn't see the last movie, but
that thing should be bigger.
Like it would have been a lot bigger. And so it sometimes feels like the movie makers sort of cheat and use a large set piece to give you the sense that, oh, this is a big thing. But it's like, but that's not that big. Like it would be way bigger than that. And that's how I felt about Godzilla and Kong in this movie. It was like, how big are they supposed to be? Because when he does come up out of the water there, he looks like a giant. Like he looks like the scale is just weird.
Yes, I agree. I've always had issues with the scale of what they call monsterverse movies.
Yeah,
it changed a lot.
So that Ever Given ship, they got stuck in the Suez Canal, was over 1,300 feet long. Okay, so if Godzilla is only 400 feet, like that's not that big at all. Like you're not even big enough to pick up the boat.
Yeah.
And so I just don't know what to do with scale in these movies, because then they're also walking around Hong Kong and knocking buildings over like they're as big as them. But those buildings are huge. I've been to Hong Kong. Those buildings are huge. They're much taller than 40 stories.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
So I'm not trying to nitpick, but the scale is off. But the special effects were great. The fight scenes were great. I did not like any of the acting in this movie. None of it's good. None of it. And I know you don't watch this movie for the human actors, or
the human story. That's where the whole movie. The movie drags when people are on the screen.
Dude, the father, that Kyle Chandler guy, is that what you called him?
Yeah.
That guy read the script and he's like, I have 3 scenes and I'm gonna act the crap out of all of them. I'm going for an Oscar, and he's terrible. Millie, this whole the kids don't even need to be in this movie.
No, not at all.
They serve zero plot function. They don't move the story forward at all, other than to give you a glimpse of the eye. And like when they're in the thing, and she's like, "What are these neck crawlers or skull crawlers?"
Skull crawlers.
I don't even know what that is. I was like,
that was from Kong Skull Island. Those things that chased him around.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
They're
it's the thing that came out and Mechagodzilla split it in half.
I saw that then, but before that I hadn't seen that yet.
They it seemed like they existed just to give us like an early glimpse of Mechagodzilla, which I'll be honest, like I would have preferred him just like come up out of the mountain. Yeah, just like bam, I'm here. Yeah.
Like imagine if instead like the mountain just sort of like and his face came through and he's like, and you would have gone ballistic.
Yeah. Oh,
it'd been like seeing the Millennium Falcon in The Force Awakens. You'd have been like, oh,
yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah.
We're supposed to be talking about what's good about this movie.
We said what's good, what's
Chris,
bad.
I didn't get to bad, but you can go ahead and do bad.
So
go ahead. Finish your good, bad.
Go ahead, Chris.
Phil, finish your good, bad.
That's it. I just the kids don't serve, like you said. The kid from Wilder People is wasted.
Oh, man.
Joey
Totally.
Brown is probably one of the biggest names in this movie as far as cultural
And she's not
quick
great.
reference, and
Yeah.
she does nothing to advance the plot.
She's not really that good of an actor. Let's be clear.
Well, no, I
She's
don't think she's a
definitely
good
not.
actor necessarily, but I'm just saying, like, as far as name recognition, she's the one actor in this movie
Right.
that you say her name and everybody knows who she is.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was like she did nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
No.
And
All right,
the woman
Chris.
scientist. Ugh.
Dude, yeah. She's blasé, bro.
Yeah.
There's a lot of vanilla acting going on here.
And then
All
they
right,
get
Chris,
they
good.
get him in these. Yeah, sorry, I could go on and on.
Chris, good and bad.
Chris,
Good and bad. Start with good.
You know, I like everything about the monsters. I mean, I think we're all gonna kind of circle on the same thing. I really like the sea fight. I liked the underwater shot specifically with Godzilla. Like, it looked so good. It made me think of a couple years ago I watched The Meg just because I like watching shark movies, and it wasn't great, but like watching Godzilla underwater in this movie was so cool. Like just the way that they shot it, he just looked so menacing. He looked reptile like a giant crocodile. I just thought it was so stinking cool. I like I want to say I like Spacement. I
Go
like
ahead,
that.
say it.
I like that Kong has a throne there. I like that he has Stormbreaker. I like that they're trying to set up some history,
Stormbreaker.
right?
Yeah, we're going with Stormbreaker.
But I don't feel like they did a good enough job of really telling us what the Pam is going on. But hopefully we're gonna get another movie. So I don't know that I would count that as bad yet. But I just kind of felt like, But for me, like, the bad is I just feel like Kong was just completely manhandled every single time.
Yeah.
I don't think Kong at any point stood a chance against anybody, and that really just it kind of defeats the purpose of having having a Godzilla versus King Kong. Like, I do not think that King Kong stood a chance in the water, and he did not stand a chance in Hong Kong. And
No. He
it
couldn't
almost
even beat Mechagodzilla.
Well, no, he does. He ends up beating him. He's
Not
the one
without
that,
Godzilla's.
No, I know.
charge
Yeah,
to his
without.
axe.
Yeah, no.
Right.
I agree. And and again, coming back to what it all means, the Godzilla on the floor of the throne room, the fact that Godzilla lights up the same blue that's on his weapon, the fact that they there's a symbiote relationship between Godzilla's blast and his weapon. There's a lot there that they do not do a good enough job giving you any sort of hint of what that means, and I have no idea that it will pay off. But yeah, I mean, ultimately I wanted to see a better fight. I'll say it this way: it reminds me of Civil War in the way that I was really excited.
The Civil War, like the American,
the American Civil War, exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. Good.
I think about the same number of people died.
Confederate hats with the little.
Exactly. No. So like in Civil War, right? You get to love both Cap and Iron Man, and you get to this movie and you're like, okay, these guys are gonna fight. Like the movie is billed as Captain America versus Iron Man. This is going down, and it's rare that something like that lives up to it. But I thought that was a fantastic fight at the end of Civil War. Cap versus Iron Man, I thought was great, and that is what I wanted here. And I just don't feel like I got it. I feel like King Kong was manhandled twice, and he did not even stand a chance. When Godzilla throws him down and starts slashing his chest, like I got the heebie-jeebies. It was I was like, just please stop. Like, at this point, I don't want to see
Kong does get manhandled, but he's wily. He escapes and hides and comes back.
I just wanted, and you almost think, because early on in the movie, right, when she's talking about there's a scene, I forget exactly what goes down, but you're just talking about how Godzilla would just wreck him, and she's just like, King Kong is he's the king, and
he bows to no one.
Yeah, he bows to no. Oh, that's right. That's the scene. Yeah, he bows to no one.
Says that.
And so, like, you get, like, they're building up this moment, like Kong, and I get that Kong was sedated on the boat, and he was in chains for like a few minutes, plus they're in water, which is Godzilla's territory. So he should have lost that fight. And I thought he put up a pretty good fight. I was like, oh, that's going to be great. But when they're on equal footing, it's really going to be awesome. And it just wasn't. Like Godzilla just whipped the crap out of him.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
There was for Chris, your point was an ode to Napoleon Dynamite as well.
And how?
And lay that on us. I need to hear this now. What are you talking about?
I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Chris.
Okay.
Keep talking.
That was it? Nothing?
Sincerely, I had it while you were talking, and on 6 hours is like.
Oh, my
bad.
Last 2 days,
My bad. That's my fault.
Literally fell out of my brain.
No, that's good. No,
What were you saying? Because something was very.
okay,
we were talking
Napoleon.
about bowing to nobody. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Bow to
we're
your
talking about the
sensei.
fight.
Bow to your
Bow to your
sensei.
sensei.
That's what it was.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, that was it for me. I mean, I agree with the people stuff. The people stuff could have been, there was a couple of, kind of funny scenes. There were a couple of scenes where Wilder people guy, I forget his name. Whatever his name is,
Julian Assange.
Yeah, Julian. Yeah, so
Julian Dennison.
There were a couple of scenes like when he's like talking about how we're gonna trust a guy who wears a holster with his dead wife's
Like, yeah, he says he carries around whiskey and his dead wife like a gun.
Yeah, like a gun.
Which was a funny line, but I found it odd that his character was so blown away by the notion that the guy carried around a flask of whiskey.
Yeah,
it was funny.
It was too much.
But
it's not a bottle of crack. Just whiskey.
I know. But then that scene goes on. And she says, "I think it's romantic," and she slides down. And he's like, "I'm never gonna understand women." Yeah. So I mean, he had a couple. Yeah, he had a couple of lines. Yeah. I even like at the end where Kyle Chandler is just trying to act the crap out of that final scene.
Dude,
and
he's giving it everything.
And then he's like, it was her idea the entire time.
Yeah. Right.
But I mean, they were throwaway, hit or miss. I didn't like, headband girl, sign language girl. She was
rubber band.
She was terrible. Whatever. I mean, she was there only to communicate with Kong, which we've already talked about. He didn't do, which annoys the crap out of me, anyways. But yeah, I mean, like my big problem with the movie is that I wanted Kong to be at least
the king,
appear as equal to Godzilla, and he just absolutely was not in any way.
But see, here's the thing. Like you talk about the little girl. Like, again, I know we've already covered this. Like, I haven't seen the other movies. I didn't know who she was. I thought she was that lady's daughter.
No, but she's not in any of the other movies.
Oh.
This is her first movie, bro.
The people are in Kong Skull Island. She's like one of those.
Oh,
people.
yeah.
But they all get wiped out in the storm or something.
I just thought she was the scientist lady's daughter.
No, and they don't really explain. Yeah,
she was a super negligent mom.
No doubt.
Yeah, no doubt.
So negligent. That's
worse.
Again,
it's worse. Awful. Now it finds out she's an orphan, and this lady is frivolous with her life. So it's even worse.
Yeah. It's like, oh, didn't your brother get smashed to death from the gravitational pull? Also, how did we go through the entire first hour, hour 15 of this movie where we're so afraid of gravitational pull, and then at the end, Godzilla makes a tunnel and everybody just flies right out?
I thought the exact same thing.
No worries.
It doesn't affect Kong at all. Kong doesn't get affected by it at all. He's like,
he just goes through. He's fine. And then
it's a good thing that mountain
ship's just like, oh, we're just gonna fly right out of here. It's fine. I mean, it almost killed us coming in, but we're fine.
Yeah,
it's a good thing that mountain was there for him to slide down, because if it hadn't been, he would have slapped right into the ground.
Dude, no lie. When they were coming down, I was like, "What in the frig is gonna happen?" Because
what are they gonna do with Kong?
That fall?
Right? No way.
Man. No,
all right. Yeah. Okay, good. Mine, I love the Hollow Earth concept. I think that's going to be the next movie. I think it'll be good. I thought the effects were great. I thought it was fun. Overall, I just thought the level of it was a fun, fun movie. And I like the throne. I like the whole Kong sitting on the throne. That scene was pretty cool, I thought.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
Even though there was literally no one that he was ruling over. He was just by himself, but whatever. So.
Of course. Well, I think
in his mind, he was king.
I think we're meant to believe that he is the king of that realm of Spacemen.
The king. He's the king of the realm of nobody.
Well, there are those like little
hey, king,
crab
hey,
guys.
Kong. Hey, Kong, you're the king. I know. Look, I am the king.
Look, he had those
Look,
crab.
no one.
He had those crab guys and those bat people, and then those like flying snake guys. Okay.
Yes,
So check this out.
you're right.
My youngest, who's 7, goes, "That's not what the middle of the earth is like." He's like, "It's more
Accurate.
like lava."
Did you say, "Have you been there"?
And then he says,
How do you
this
know?
is what he says to me. He goes, "If Earth was an orange, the surface would be like the peel, and the rest would be the middle."
Man,
He's a pretty
he's
smart
in
kid.
science
I was like,
class.
But he also
Trust,
said
baby.
he also said that Kong's whole plan was to, what did he say? He said, deceive and defeat. That's what he said.
Wow.
Kong, who was Kong deceiving?
Because he was like hiding behind the buildings.
Oh yeah, because he didn't
and
want to
then he
get
jumped on him.
he didn't want to get murdered because he was
Right.
getting beat to death
Yeah.
over and over again.
He was busy running around letting everyone else get
But
murdered in that city.
I was just
Yeah.
really impressed that he came up with this 2D
Yeah,
word.
heck yeah, man.
This guy's
Yeah,
got
good
it.
job.
But by the way, don't
Nice.
watch movies like this with a 7-year-old because they never shut up.
Oh yeah, they talk the whole time.
They're like, why is he so big? Why are they fighting? Why are they mad at each other? How come they keep screaming at each other? I don't know, pal.
Yeah.
You're asking all the wrong questions. You should be asking, why is that woman in this movie? And why is it so terribly acted?
So back to
Asking,
my good and
why
bad.
is that yeah, go ahead.
So the bad, I found this movie to be fairly humorless, which was disappointing. There was a couple lines, but not much. The believability, I know, again, with Phil, I know it's a giant monster movie, but
You got to
the
give me
ship
some
scene-
realism.
Do you realize what that ship would do when he launched off of it? How much it would push back down into the water? It didn't hardly move at all.
You ever
It's
tried
like,
to
no,
jump out of a canoe?
Yeah, that thing, exactly. That thing would be rolled over in the water. And then secondly, is the security of all these top secret places is the worst. It's the worst.
Yeah.
If you watch movies, you would think that you are wasting your money as a corporation to pay security guards and techies that come and put in your computer systems, your security system. You are wasting your money because you can get in anywhere.
That's right.
Like anywhere. And by the way, if you come into a giant room in the dark where you know nefarious things are going on and you look down and go, hey, we're in the sacrifice pit.
Mhm.
You do not run out into the middle of that room, no matter what. And especially when there's an eyeball, a giant eyeball, bloodied, laying on the ground next to you. You don't go, hey, let's roam off out into this dark room. You go, hey, guys, let's turn back around and go out of this room right now.
There is a lot of the three of them just roaming around.
There's so much roaming.
Like it's no big deal.
And by the way, let me
Like,
just say this. And if I'm wrong, if you're in top secret, whatever ops out there and you want to defend this, they're in Pensacola, Florida. Now, I'm from Florida, spent most of my life in Florida.
Florida man.
In the Pensacola facility, they go down to a sub-level 33.
Yeah.
That is not happening in Florida, people. I'm sorry. That is not
I
a
think
possibility.
I mean, they build that hyper. Yeah, it's under the ocean. It's
Was
that
it?
hyper
Oh, well,
train.
that's true.
That
Okay,
hyper
that's
train
right,
that goes
that's
all
right,
the way
that's right.
through.
I take it back.
That goes
Take
from
it back.
Pensacola,
to
Florida
Hong Kong.
to
Hong Kong. That is a
Oh, man.
long way.
Mm-hmm.
Long way. But anyway. And then on the news, the headline after Godzilla attacks Apex facility, it says 8 people dead. I'm like, what now? Like, I mean, planes crashed and by the way, that plane crash was the smallest plane crash I've ever seen. Like it looks like about the size of my living room. And it's like, no, that's a jet plane. That thing is going to blow up like an entire building. Okay.
Well, the headline
anyway,
was good too. It said Godzilla no longer
the savior, Titan savior. Yeah.
Which again, as somebody who's not seen any of the movies,
Means
I
nothing.
didn't understand.
Yeah.
I'm
Now
like,
I will
"Is
say
he everybody's favorite.
I will say we were talking about jets. I did like when King Kong got that jet on the aircraft carrier and used it like a ninja star. I thought that was pretty cool. And I love that dude was like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, except that was the most basically they show that dude eject out of that plane. Now, you've already seen like half the fleet wiped out. All those dudes are dead already.
Oh yeah, he's in the
But
water with
they
Godzilla
show that
moving
one
around.
dude launch out, and and my thought was, okay, so now you're gonna die in the ocean. I mean, what's the point?
So here's the deal: in these
live
movies.
either way.
Here's the deal: in
I
these
would rather
movies.
blow up than drown.
The deal in these movies is mass depersonalized death is okay, but you have to personalize, like when it's a guy, it's like we can't kill one guy.
It could have been an empty jet. I mean, I'm just saying. But
unless they're villains. I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Got out of it.
Yeah.
We're seeing, I think, in the movie is this scene where Mechagodzilla is beating Kong into buildings, and you can see it through one of the buildings, right? Perspective, and you see him smash this building, and then he smashes his face into this building, and then he comes right at camera and smashes right through that building, right into the camera. It's a good scene. It's really pretty well done.
Yeah.
They did that one scene where when he's being drug away, and it's like the camera angle is from Kong's perspective, and you can just see Kong's feet as he's being drug away by Godzilla.
Yeah.
They also
had that.
Go ahead, Donnie.
Have you ever had that feeling where Kong is he's swimming to the surface, right? And he's almost there, and then Godzilla grabs him and pulls him down. Have you ever had that happen where you're like, hey, I'm about to breathe, and then you're like, if something happens and you don't reach, that's the worst feeling.
Yeah, it sounds
world,
terrible.
man.
I've never.
The look on Kong's face was bad. He's like,
he was not.
Oh yeah, he was like, oh boy. But Sarazawa, the guy that runs the Mechagodzilla, when he is laser mangling that skull crawler thing, he is relishing that tremendously. He's like,
he's having a good old time.
This is the best thing ever, man.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done. Okay, so I feel like they should be able to track Godzilla better. Is that a thing? I feel like in the age of tech that we live in this movie, I feel like they would have
just hook him up to a skull or something.
I thought that they did track him.
Right, exactly.
I thought they
did. But I thought they lost track of him all the time. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't remember.
All right. Here's my last question.
I just realized at the beginning when the guy who runs Apex says he'll be fine, he was talking about Mechagodzilla.
Yeah.
I was reading into that they housed Godzilla and he broke loose.
Oh no, it's all Mecha.
Fine. I don't remember that.
When they're getting on the thing and they look back at the facility, the Hispanic, the ambiguous accent guy was like, he'll be fine.
Damian Bashir.
Yeah. Whatever that means. That doesn't help us at all. He is from something.
I think if you had said his character's name, it would have registered with me just as well as that name. Like I thought that's what
he was in something. He's some big deal somewhere. Okay, last question, but I think we probably mostly answered this. Let me throw it out. Who won?
Godzilla.
I mean, freaking Godzilla. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't even.
He killed him.
Yeah, I mean,
he took humans.
Like,
to
in essence, he did kill him.
So
legitimately killed him. So there is one scene though. Now that
with his bad breath,
where Kong has Stormbreaker, and he jumps up right, and he's heading at Godzilla, and Godzilla shoots it, and he's firing at King Kong, but Kong like absorbs the blow in midair, and then moves it up here.
And doesn't
the
get
Godzilla
shot in the
breath
face.
is still with it.
Yeah.
Like Godzilla went, oh, I guess I'll keep doing that.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
really
no,
stupid.
if you moved it,
you are fried.
It would go through your face. Right?
At one point, Godzilla just
too.
shoved the handle in Godzilla's mouth. Kong was just like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That would have hurt. I would feel like that would hurt a lot.
Yeah.
So,
but the other end is pointy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think Kong ever really hits him with the axe, though.
He sticks it in his leg.
Yeah.
Does he?
He sticks
and then I think
it in
he
there.
punches the wound.
Oh, okay.
And Godzilla pulls it out. But I tell you what he did use it for. He dismantled Mechagodzilla pretty handily.
I mean,
like
amazing.
That was bad to the bone, dude.
They made
whack,
Kong.
whack.
Yeah, they made Kong a whipping boy because clearly Godzilla is the poster child, and so as recompense for that, they allowed King Kong to have like the final shining moment, and yeah, he
Right.
waylays Mechagodzilla. Big
Oh yeah,
time.
he's like,
Yeah.
hey, there's a limb. Hey,
Yep.
there's another limb. Hey, another limb. Hey, you have one
Yeah,
more.
he goes to town.
Okay,
I
now
do
you have
think-
none.
Yeah, it looked rad. I
And
do
here's
think
your head.
this movie would have fared quite well if Taika Waititi was in the director's chair.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh,
Julian
absolutely.
Dennison would have been a lot funnier, I can tell you that.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. But yeah, no, I agree because we would still get the people. Unfortunately,
Because it wouldn't take itself too seriously. With a guy like
exactly. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was getting at earlier. It's like while I do agree it tries to take itself seriously, it also doesn't in the same way that Tenet does. That was kind of what I was alluding to when I brought it up, and the fact that it is just kind of like, I mean, these guys are gonna fight. There's Spacement. There's weird lizard, snake flying things that we're not going to explain. Like there's all kind of crap we're not going to even touch. So yeah, I mean,
it's the next movie, man. It's coming.
Yeah, but I do agree, and I mean, Taika would have been fantastic, but just anybody that would have brought some level of humor to it would have probably been.
Yeah, because I almost say, Chris, that from a movie like this, I don't mind a good explanation or an explanation. Because it
not a good explanation,
just an explanation.
I'm just saying because it can be as outlandish as you want it to be.
Sure, yeah, I agree.
It's a completely asinine world they're living in.
Yeah,
and so you could be like, oh, this rock, whenever you touch it, it does things, and they're like, okay, and they just keep going.
Yeah. Now I will say I got Batman v Superman vibes, or no, that was the wrong one. Man of Steel vibes from this, where Superman and Zod are just like murdering people all up and down Metropolis because they're flying through buildings. But and of course the movie is very serious and a little too intense at times, with not enough levity. So very Man of Steel, but there's also animals. So it's a little more understandable for giant lizards and giant monkeys to murder people than actually two human or two, living creatures that understand what's happening to still do that same thing.
Yeah. Let's emphasize one more time the scale of destruction.
I mean,
it's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, more than any movie I've ever seen, except a movie where Earth blows up. I mean, it's like, this is the most people that have probably ever died in a movie legitimately where the planet didn't blow up.
Yeah, I mean,
they were wiping out every single thing in Hong Kong.
Yeah, so, I mean, you had Pensacola, which I know they only said 9 people died, but ain't no way only 9 people died.
No.
You had like what, 4 to 6 battleships, an aircraft carrier just completely wiped out.
Thousands of guys right there.
And then you have downtown Hong Kong just completely waylaid.
Yeah.
Like, it's like Kong is one. Hey, there's a building. Oh, there's another one.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll hide behind.
Which honestly, that is kind of a throwback to what Kong, or I mean, what Godzilla originally was, right? Godzilla originally was go downtown, smash a bunch of buildings. Like that was his whole thing. So, I mean, it was kind of cool to see him do that. But he was murdering people.
He was a picture of he was birthed out of radiation after World War II. He was a symbol of, the nuclear bomb that we dropped on him and that kind of thing. So anyway, all right. Any final thoughts before we rate this film? Go.
I enjoyed it. I know there wasn't a lot of levity, but I had a lot of fun. I would watch another movie, next year with Godzilla, and King Kong punch the crap out of each other. Like I'm here for it. I like giant monsters, kaijus, robots. Like I'm here every time. I think it was great.
All right. Good deal. Phil?
It's fine.
All right. Phil is less than thrilled.
Like I said, it could have been an hour and a half long.
That's probably true, but I
rate this movie.
It was really slow. I'm going to give it 3 plot holes.
Only 3?
Three
Wow.
plot
Plot
holes.
holes. Wow.
All
Out
right,
of a
3 plot
possible
holes for Phil.
5.
Wow.
All right, Christopher.
I mean, look, I've said it, and I'm going to back it up because I really liked it. So I'm going to give it 3 tons of raw Kongfish.
Oh,
Which
I
was
thought you loved that scene.
by far the worst scene in the entire movie for me.
Wow.
He
I thought
just
of you.
like scrunches down on just handfuls of like raw fish and guts, and he just
Sushi baby.
and he had this look like my grandfather used to when we were at Cracker Barrel, and he's like munching down. He just kind of looks over, and his like eyes gloss over, and he's like, "I think I'll take a coffee now," like that. Like I was like, I don't like any of this. None of this track.
Kong was very old manish. Like
He was very old man.
at the
He scratches his
beginning.
butt a lot. Yeah, he's
Does have a butt scratch scene at the
He
very
is-
beginning, like in the
Yeah.
first 30 seconds of this movie has a butt scratch scene.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's
Yep.
very,
Yeah.
very old manish.
that's the thing. That's
No
Donnie?
doubt. I will give this film 67 jacked up monster jaws. The Kong move. I mean, it's like if he was an MMA fighter, it would be the Kong move. He
That's
is
it, man.
like
That's it.
wow, rip that thing in
Yeah.
half,
Yeah.
and then eat whatever's coming out. So,
They had I think they first like really highlighted that in the Peter Jackson movie because
Yes.
he did that to a
Oh,
couple
yeah.
a couple of T-Rexes, which was great. Yeah, it's a brutal.
yeah, he fights a
Brutal
lot
move.
more on Skull Island in Peter Jackson's version.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going on.
Oh, show.
All right, gentlemen. That's it for Godzilla versus Kong. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie. It was fun. It was a good time, and I will be in for the next installment if they should have one. So, unless Ryan Johnson directs it, then I will be out.
Come on, man. Knives Out was great. All right, stop it.
Okay, fine. You got it. All right, so that's it for us here at the Movie Squad. We are again our podcast squad. You're supposed to, come on, guys. We are what are we? Bi-weekly podcast, right?
Sure.
So,
yeah.
when you're hearing this,
So far.
So far, so good. So that'll wrap us up tonight for Godzilla versus Kong. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to all of our junk on Twitter, on YouTube. If you can find us somewhere on there. I don't really know how that works. So I think you have to look up specific episodes like episode 10, Movie Squad, whatever, and it'll pop up. But anyway, that's it.
I think I got us
Subscribe.
a new listener this week.
Did you? Uh-oh. You want to
We'll
give a
just
shout
see.
out?
Nah,
Okay.
not yet.
All right.
I'll find
Not
out.
yet. Not yet. All right.
Let's make sure that they're in.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for me. I'm Donnie, and I'm going to let Chris say goodbye for himself. Chris?
Bye, everybody.
Peace.
All right, Movie Squad out.
Squad.
Squad.
I got to be honest. I'm totally into Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think it's fantastic. It was, it took me a while to watch it.
I was so surprised by how long it took you.
yeah,
to watch.
Dude, it is weird how long it took you to watch that.
I know it is weird. I do think that, and we talked about WandaVision a little bit. I think that stuck with me a little more negative than I thought it did, and it just kind of took the steam out, and so like I just wasn't ready to jump in, but I finally did, and it was fantastic, and no surprise, because in my opinion, by far the best parts of the MCU to date have all been Captain America. So
100%.
yeah, so I was totally.
But he's not in this.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still the same universe. Like it still has the same vibe. It's very, very much military, patriotic, espionage. Like it's still kind of the same sort of flavor. So
I'm confused why they didn't roll with Falcon or Bucky as Captain America. Is it because Falcon's not a super soldier to start out? Is that a reason?
no, I mean, one of them will be by the end of the series. My hope is that they both are.
Well, Bucky is, right? Bucky's a super soldier.
Yeah, Bucky's a super soldier.
No, I meant
yeah,
Captain
he
America.
means Captain
yeah.
America.
Oh.
My hope.
Now,
My hope
wait. Is Bucky a super soldier? Like
Yes.
full
Yes.
on or just the
full
arm?
on. No, he's full on super soldier.
Okay.
He gets some sort of like serum from Hydra, but it is a form of super soldier. Hail Hydra.
Sorry.
I do hope that
Squad.
I actually think it will be Anthony Mackie. I think the Falcon will be the new Captain America going forward. But what I would like to see is I would like to see both of them take up the mantle and have Bucky be kind of like a Black Ops Captain America, and then do like a TV maybe series of Secret Avengers. So they had a comic series which was really cool, which Bucky was on for a while, but it was called Secret Avengers, and they were like a Black Ops Avengers team. So they were pretty. It was kind of cool. So
I think the introduction of Isaiah is a nod to the fact that Sam is going to get it.
Ooh, okay, that's a twist.
You have this Isaiah who is a black super soldier, because they hit it on it in the street when they were talking outside his house. You have this black. He was getting pretty ticked off. There was this black super soldier that nobody knew about.
Yeah.
During the Korean War, and so I think they're gonna use that as a way to bring Buck or Sam into the limelight with the serum. Whether he's in the actual limelight or not, I don't know, but like they're going to give him the serum. They've got to. They can't keep running this like completely unenhanced guy as a main Avenger character without giving him any kind
that's my whole hang up. You just nailed it with Falcon and all of them. It's like I don't understand the whole human factor thing.
Yeah,
but I guess
know how
Iron
Black
Man
Widow
is the same
lasted
way.
as long as but he's got that suit.
At least he's got all the tech, like Batman or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean Black Widow too. You mentioned Black Widow, Hawkeye.
But like he's gonna have. And are his wings vibranium?
I don't think so. I'd have to check.
How do you not know that?
Well, in the
I mean, they didn't start out vibranium because he's using Air Force tech.
Yes,
but I didn't know if once he went full Avengers, if Tony.
Yeah, I'm not. I'd have to check it and make sure. I'll get back to you. It's not. It hasn't ever been in the comics, so I don't believe that it is. But it would make sense, especially for what they're able to do.
Did you guys like the Black Falcon nod?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I was going to bring that up on the show earlier because you mentioned. But yeah, when he says you're the Black Falcon.
You're the Black Falcon.
Falcon. Oh, the kid.
Yeah, that was so great. That was so good. So I tweeted or not tweeted. I texted you guys earlier the picture of John Walker when he comes out, and he looks just like Carl from Up. Like 100% like a real life version of that guy. And
how is that not the first thing you look at when you start doing screen tests is how does this guy look in the Cap mask?
No, I know.
Oh my gosh, he looks so weird.
And I agree. I agree because
there's way too much. That'd be like me putting it on. It'd be like all.
Yeah, but like Donnie kind of alluded to it. I had the same feeling when I saw it. I'm like, oh, they're just gonna make this dude like this big doof, and he's just gonna be just like the shell of a person that they're just throwing out there, Well,
he was. I thought he was gonna be like Cap from the first Avenger when he's just going around.
Oh yeah, when he's going around. So, yeah, exactly.
He doesn't actually do anything.
Exactly.
My thought, I told Chris this already. My thought was that he was some goofball. They were going to kill off.
Yeah, maybe.
And then Sam or Bucky was like, "Oh man, I've got to do it because that guy's a joke." Or now he's dead.
Well, the John Walker character is a pretty big deal.
Yeah,
well, I know that now,
which is good, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but you see that first episode, and you're like, "This dude is a goofball." And then you get to the next episode, and he's legit, and I like him. And U.S. Agent is, he eventually in the comics becomes a U.S. U.S. Agent, and so he fights alongside the Avengers as like a second type of Captain America.
So is he super soldiered out?
So he is in the comics, and I believe he will be.
I think he already is.
Oh, you think so?
I don't think so.
Did you not hear the reporter going over all the things that his speed, his strength, and he made a point of saying, "I'm not Captain America, I'm not Steve Rogers, and I'm not Tony Stark." But she was saying like he's won the Medal of Honor 3 times. He's but she also cited some physical stuff, and he can throw that shield and catch that
He
shield.
definitely can.
Like
I don't
Cap
I
does.
don't think that. I think what's going to happen is he's going to feel like in order to prove himself, he's going to have to raise the bar to Cap's level, and he's going to end up selling his soul to the devil in order to get that power. That's what I think is going to happen. And he is going to become some sort
Could
of,
there be a scene at the very end of the last episode, like a post-credit scene, where he has sort of hijacked a sack or like a dose of serum, and he's in his bedroom giving it to himself?
yeah, no,
Ooh.
absolutely. Yeah.
You writing that down?
Yeah.
Write that down.
I mean, I
Good
absolutely.
stuff.
I do think it's going to happen in the show. I do actually think that he's going to be probably the main punching bad guy of the series. I think that we're going to come down to one of the two, Falcon or Winter Soldier, going mano a mano with, you know, kind of a
With him.
roided out. Yeah, with a roided out.
Yeah,
US
what you but
Because
what
he
you
sort of
said,
loses it in
Phil,
the comics, right? He sort of
Yeah.
goes off.
a little bit. Yeah.
what you said though about him, you know, having serum that he's injecting privately, he's in luck because you can break in anywhere and get stuff
Yeah.
really easily in the
Secret
movies.
facilities, not hard
And
to get.
Yeah.
all kind of secret.
0% secure.
Were we supposed to? So talking about episode 2, Chris, from the as the resident expert, are we supposed to recognize that girl's name? They showed it on the screen.
I don't believe so. I think that she's just for the show. I think that she may end up having a moniker that she takes up, but I don't really think that she is. I think
Are they a roving band of super soldier people? Is that what we're looking at there?
Yeah, I think that they so at the very end, there's a company called Power Broker, okay, or there's a supervillain called Power Broker, and
Who they reference.
Yeah, who they reference. They're coming after them, and Power Broker Inc. is the company that's responsible for giving the super soldier serum to U.S. Agent, to John Walker, and several other people, you know, in the modern age to make them like Cap. So Power Broker Inc. is that company. So you see them come out. Now there is a villain, like the CEO of that company also is a super villain that goes by Power Broker, which is just basically like a bad guy Captain America. So he may
He's a
show
CEO.
up as some,
Of course, he's a
whatever.
villain.
Yes,
Yeah, we
of
knew that
course.
already.
So he's like Kingpin, yeah. So we'll probably end up seeing him, but yeah. So what I think what we get from it is that this band, these Flag Smashers, they stole the serum from Power Broker and are now, you know, they're. It seems like they're almost trying to do some sort of good with it. Or what they think is good. Yeah. And so they may end up kind of being like just a, like a sideways story, but I really think Power Broker is going to be the big power here because they're the ones that are creating the serum, which was what led them to Isaiah in the first place. Is like, we got to figure out where the serum is coming from. If it's out there, new people have it. We have to figure out where they got it from. And so they went to talk to Isaiah.
I thought that was awesome.
It was great. Yeah, it was super great. You know,
when he's like, I took the part of that guy's arm.
Yeah.
I also like that Bucky, when he's like, "Oh, you come back from Wakanda and you're the White Panther," and he's like,
Yes, this is a
"White Wolf," and he goes, "What's that?" And he just doesn't answer him. He was just like,
the best part of this so far is them two. Like episode 1 was good, but episode 2 puts both of them together almost the entire episode, and they are great together. I think that they play off each other very well. I'm excited to see them kind of go forward. Winter Soldier I love, and so to have him, you know, back, great.
That guy, Sebastian Stan, is that his name?
Yeah, he should have been Luke Skywalker.
Yes.
But yes.
He reminds me of Justin Reisinger.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I mean, maybe
With
a
hair.
few years ago.
Yeah.
If you're listening, Justin, no hard feelings.
No.
You-
Sebastian Stan's a handsome guy.
Well, I said a few years
A
ago.
few years ago. Sebastian Stan though. If you look at a picture of Sebastian Stan next to Luke Skywalker, or Mark Hamill, he looks just like a young Mark Hamill. He should have absolutely played Luke Skywalker, but I don't want to talk about that right now. I'm excited though. I
think the
this
show's
is
great.
the world that I love. I love. We're gonna get Sharon Carter next episode. We're getting Baron Zemo next episode. Like, I am all in now. Well, I think it's great. I can't wait. so good.
Shocking. It's shocking
Got
that
it.
you're all in
Shut your
Marvel Captain America.
Okay, what do we think of John Walker's Captain America costume?
I like it. I think it's pretty cool.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's that.
It's pretty rad.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I think that the little flag patches on the side, I think is cool. Yeah.
Or is it the little A?
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
It's rad. I don't like the idea though.
Retro.
I will say this. I don't like the premise that America, like the political elites, just replace Captain America as if having someone carry that shield somehow means anything. I don't like that premise. It was the notion that nobody knew who he was, that he was operating behind the scenes. That the original Cap was, I know he did the war bonds thing and everything, but the stuff he actually did in the first one, in the World War II movie, was covert. It was covert ops. And so he was just sort of seen as this, his actual war effort stuff was never really known. It didn't seem like.
Well,
it makes no sense to me at all that he was a super soldier designed for that reason, but they just filled the suit with a guy that isn't a super soldier. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, right. I think it's more at this point. I think it's more political than anything, and I think that's what we're going to find out. I think John Walker is going to figure out they don't really want him to be Captain America. They just need somebody to sell. But I do think that I think Cap became more of an urban legend. And then when he comes back, like everybody knows him when he's in the Avengers. Like he's well known as an Avenger.
True. Yeah.
And so I think that there's a lot to say, to that. I do think though, so coming back to one of the things that you said at the beginning, Don, as far as like why wasn't Bucky or Falcon, I just think that like this story is about taking up. I think it's exactly what you're saying too, Phil. I think that this story, this season is really like the core of it is about what it means to carry the shield. And that's the question. Like Sam didn't feel like he could take the place. And what's Bucky kind of alludes to it in their little psych session, right? Where Cap believes in Bucky, just like he believes in Sam. And so Sam thinks that Cap was wrong to pick him. And so Bucky's like, if you think Steve is wrong about you, then that means he's wrong about me, which means I'm just a murderer, and there's no redemption for me. And so they're really both seeking Steve's approval in this series, and it's about what carrying the shield really means. And I think that Sam has to get to that. And I think that's kind of the whole point. The whole point is they're going to see that John Walker is just a face and not an actual icon, and that's what Sam's going to have to become. And I do think it will be Sam when it's all said and done.
Got to live up, man, to that footprint. I guess you got to. What is it called? Walking in the footsteps of somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm
just making up crap. I don't even know.
I did like that this show. So this show takes place. They're only back from the blip a couple months.
Yeah.
And there's all these refugee camps. Think about that idea that half the world's population is gone.
And they're back.
And then it comes back. And not just comes back tomorrow. It comes back 5 years from now.
Yeah.
Everybody's sort of, they haven't moved on, but that's what you get when you get to Endgame. You've got everybody they've at least figured out life, like moving forward. This is the way it's going to be. Yeah. And for all those people to just pop back up one day.
Yeah.
It's like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
I don't have enough food.
Yeah.
Right. And that's an interesting
take. Dad.
Yeah. That's a really interesting
take. I don't know what to tell you.
Is to think that after half the world got blipped out, that the people left behind, some of them, not all of them, obviously, got to a point where they're like, life kind of is
better,
less stressful. It's better or whatever, if you believe in
all. You'd feel so guilty if you were that guy. You'd be like, oh man, I felt terrible. I was so glad you were gone.
What if your wife blipped out and in 5 years, you can get remarried in 5 years.
Yeah.
Like your wife's blipped out. She's not coming back.
I have a question.
So now she comes back.
Yeah.
It would be awkward. I've seen Castaway. It can be weird.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to talk about it.
Here's my question.
I hate the ending of Castaway.
Did animals also blip out half of the animals?
Half of
was that like
is what they say over and over again. So that doesn't actually fix anything.
It's like fish and everything.
Because if you blip out half of all living things, it's like
You
there's
take
the
resources.
same number of cows
for people.
for people as there was.
Right. Proportionate, it's the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Thanos is real
Well,
stupid.
that's a drag.
I think that's but to the point, that's one thing I'm excited about for like TV series, like this, and I'm much more of a TV series fan, but you get to kind of pull on that taffy a little bit more, right? I mean, you get these freedom fighters and they're talking about that, right? They're talking about, I think they mentioned like Social Security and,
trying to get my
like,
Social Security numbers lined up. And
I mean, you have it, and you got to imagine, right? Everything is fine, and then you have all these people come back, and like I said, refugee camps. There's all kinds of, everybody's displaced, and now the government are spending extra resources and time on trying to figure out what to do with all these people. You kind of get left behind, and maybe if you're on a waiting list, for some sort of medical procedure or whatever, you get kind of pushed down because there's just so much else going on. So there's definitely a lot to kind of pull on as far as like threads within that, which I think is pretty fun.
Was Battlestar in the comics?
Battlestar is like his Bucky. Yep.
Is he supered out?
He is supered out. They're both supered out by a power broker.
Okay. I hope I got to be honest with you. I hope we get more Isaiah. I thought that guy was great.
Yeah, I don't think they would introduce. No, I think we will for sure. I don't think you introduce him that early, without something. Yeah.
Maybe he'll show fight with somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see that.
I'll bet he will.
Yeah. I mean, I hope
maybe he'll pull a Kong on Mecha Godzilla.
I liked I thought the actor that they tasked with it was great. I thought he was cool, and thought the scene was cool. Yeah. The idea that there was somebody out there, because remember, Cap didn't exactly handle Bucky.
Yeah,
they were pretty matched. They're kind of evenly matched. Yeah, for sure. To think that out there in this jungle, this dude handled him.
Well, I mean, we handled him, but I mean, he obviously still lived. I mean, he stayed.
That's just one side of that story. Too. If you were, let's be honest.
Bucky
if you were to go,
think it was.
Bucky was. Bucky.
If you were to go to Skull Island and be like, "Hey Kong, what's up?" He'd be like, "I kicked Godzilla's butt, man. Like I tore him a new one."
Yeah, nobody would believe
and
that.
Reality is like Godzilla's like, whatever, man. You didn't even put a dent in me. Come on.
I walked away.
I do like when they're walking after they talk to Isaiah, and Sam references the fact that he says your people. I forget the terminology, but it seems like it's a race thing. But then Buck like immediately corrects him. He's like, no, he's talking about Hydra. Like this is much bigger than that. Like this is. And so that's why we got to go see.
I do like the banter between those two guys.
Oh,
when he calls him Buck, he's like, "Don't call me Buck."
No, don't call me.
He's like, "Well, that's what Cap called you." That's what Steve called you. He's like, "Yeah, he knew me longer."
And then when they're the thing, and he's like, he says, "Yeah, but Steve had a plan." It's just
the plan. That was
the scene when they're in the counseling session, and she's like, "I'm gonna ask the miracle question." He's like, "I love the miracle question."
Oh yeah, when they boot up against each other.
So good.
That was uncomfortable watching. I was like, "Oh no, I don't do that."
Yeah, it's good, man.
He's like, "Are you two having a staring competition?"
They're great. They're so good on screen together.
They are good.
What's great again, going back to, I mean, they were both in Winter Soldier. I mean, Winter Soldier is the best Marvel movie. I mean, come on, it's just so good, and
definitely.
And this just feels like an extension of that, and I'm here for it. It's fantastic.